not just on your shoulders or the lead driver, the lead mechanic, that we are providing additional help out.
And maybe simulators or things like that.
Something, if that's helpful, to be able to provide that type of additional training. Just because, again, we all know that we're dealing with an old fleet here. And I think that we do need to have a longer-term plan on working with the town on how we're going to replace those buses. Go back to the plan that we hope to have of replacing buses every 5 years. That hasn't been there for a while. So as we work on that long-term plan, what are additional things that we can do to prepare our drivers for driving an older fleet? And so again, the preventive stuff that you're doing, great. The new organizational chart, the new staffing, all of that is, I think, great. This could just be one additional thing that we add on to that, additional training in case, just to be able to help our drivers prepare for things like breaking down or blown tires.
And I know we can. Everyone's saying older fleet. It is true. We do have an older fleet. Right now, there's no unit, and even then, there's only one that's currently 14 years old, which in a number of states is well within requirements. If a state does establish requirements, I think the average age of our fleet, if you accumulate everything, is about 8 years old. So we do have some older units. They're not brand new. But they do meet all of our standards, all the state requirements, anything that is required on a school bus to have, we do have. So I don't want, it just seems like we're making it sound like it's ancient. We do need new buses. We do need to upgrade. We do need to update because we're getting close on mileage and stuff. But it's not.
You have no horses in the barn.
I just, everyone's saying older as if it's necessarily a bad thing. All of our buses are safe and stuff.
Thank you.
Well, I think older in the sense of, as I'm looking at it, I look at least over 20 vehicles well in excess of 100,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bus here with 234,000. So, for the public,
it's an
for the public to understand that, that's wear and tear on these vehicles.
Oh, absolutely. But it's, we are
Good
safe.
thing is they're diesels.
We are operating, a safe unit, so.
Maybe the reverse auction will bring you new buses.
Anything else? Continue.
I think we covered vehicle and maintenance.
Safety.
All of the state requires that all drivers go through 8 hours minimum safety training between birthday to birthday, and that's something where we're trying to bring in-house and actually establish some type of program that we can do it here and not use outside people and pay outside people. So this just covers what our topics are. Before school started, we discussed the proper loading and unloading procedure of students. Most of the drivers know it. We refresh a lot of times. It's good to get this stuff fresh with them. So that's what we did in August. Our second meeting was just a retraining of all the drivers on safety equipment, including wheelchair lifts, with proper place to put triangles, God forbid we do break down. Just an overall refresher of how to use any equipment they might be required to get onto, so they're familiar with it if that should happen. We covered an anti-terrorism. We watched a little video at our last one, what to do, what to look for, suspicious packages and whatnot. We do have our next in-service safety meeting coming up where we're going to be going over a sleeping child policy and how to prevent sleepers and unattended children on our buses, which hopefully will never happen. But we need to go over it. We need to have just remind them of the importance of maintaining a safe bus at all times.
Do you do evacuation drills?
We covered evacuation drills at all of the schools.
You actually done a mock evacuation?
What?
A mock evacuation? Did you actually go through it?
At all the schools and all the buses, with the exception of a few of the special needs vehicles, we did during School Bus Safety Week, which was back in October.
Right. Good.
So we did do that and I attended, I think, all of them, at some level at all the schools.
Jeff?
I think the committee and the public should know a couple of things. To get a bus driver license, you need to know a lot of facts, but it's a multiple choice test, and eventually, if you study enough, you can pass it. These in-services are really important because they act to refresh, because you're never tested again. You just keep getting your and they're extremely well attended because the state mandates that you have a certain number of hours every year, as Jeff said, birthday to birthday. So I think what Jeff is doing in terms of talking about these in-services is critically important to keep bus drivers on their toes, speaking as one.
Okay, continue.
Last thing I have is, we do have a bid specs out there for fully privatizing the school bus fleet and student transportation in the town of Wareham. Fully privatization would be all student transportation, maintenance, staffing, fleet. We're talking a fully privatized bid spec that went out. We have a pretty big meeting tomorrow morning, bid opening on December 20th. And what that in essence would do would take the town and the school department out of the school bus business altogether.
Very good. I'd like to, we're going to get in, can you stay up here because the next part also affects you, so can you just stay up on the hot seat a little while
As
longer?
much as I can.
Any questions on the bid? We're going to talk about the bid right now. There's been an awful lot written, and there's been a lot of discussion about the bid process and how the bid process